Helions camped out, just waiting for an opportunity to do some serious damage, or do some serious harassment rather. And you can see the axes sort of raised in the air. I'm not sure if you can see this very well, but there should be some silhouettes. And over here, my Dark Templars have got this got the relic, so I really want to put a listing shrine on that quickly. Just chasing some mandrakes around. He's harassing on the other side of the map with these mandrakes, but my banshees have got that covered. Banshees easily able to go to toe-to-toe in combat with those mandrakes, so that should be no problem. I put down a listing post shrine, whatever you want to call it, on the strategic point that I captured near his side of the map. And taking a quick look at his base, he's going for Reaver jet bikes, and they're the Dark Eldar version of the jet bikes, and they are very fast, they're very weak and vulnerable, but they're so maneuverable, and they're light vehicles, so they stand up to infantry fire fairly well. Once you've got heavier firepower, they die pretty quickly. But again, his Helions, as soon as he's seen me run away, he's just jumped over there and desecured that listing post. In the meantime, I've got Helions attacking the listing post that I popped up on the strategic point on his side of the map, and luckily I've upgraded it to a level 2 War Shrine, and that's pumping out some firepower onto his mandrakes, so that'll keep them occupied for some time, and eventually if I can get some units over there, things will be looking good. But still a bit worried because he's definitely teching up. I think instead of just teching out really quickly, he's built a lot of jet bikes, and we'll see how that goes out. I mean, he probably could have afforded to have teched up to some even more higher firepower units than the jet bikes. I mean, the jet bikes are pretty light work. They're not really sort of serious conflict kind of units. And we'll see how that works out for him. In the meantime, the bulk of my army has managed to traverse the terrain, get across the map, and amazingly, this War Shrine has been left with like 60 health points out of like thousands. Well, not literally that many thousands, but a substantial number. And it's a real mistake from him here that he just left it to attack by units instead of trying to finish off the job with his mandrakes, because that's really serious, because now not only does the shrine have an opportunity to be repaired by a work unit, but I'm getting the requisition all of the time that I've got that listing shrine there, and if he had killed it, that would have really dropped my requisition by a sizable chunk. So very unfortunate that he missed that, for his sake. But there you have it. As soon as he hits any kind of units over there, even if his Reaver jetbikes just leave the base and attack, that shrine's going down. So, I mean, I'm not sure if I totally realized it at that point, but I should have sent a worker over there to repair it. And looking at the Dark Eldar base, he's also built I'm not sure what you call that building, but it creates the more infantry-style units of the Dark Eldar, like the warriors and the scourges and so forth. He's built a raider as well. The Dark Eldar vehicles in general are pretty light, with the exception of the Telos, which is a heavier vehicle, and the Dais of Destruction, which is like the final Dark Eldar unit, the most powerful one. Yeah, the Dark Eldar seem to be the kind of lightweight units, but they have a lot of mobile firepower and nasty abilities to use on you, and that's really the character of the Dark Eldar race. The Eldar, on the other hand, by contrast, are fairly well balanced, but with a tendency to more of a sort of a fast, strong attack in one place kind of style, and they've got some really kind of sneaky abilities. But they're more than prepared for large-scale conflicts, and I've got a large army out in the field, really infantry-based here. In the meantime, I'm upgrading my support portal for vehicles to get some Wraith Lords, but he's laid down his hand here. He's attacking with Reaver jetbikes, and as you can see, they are so fast, just outrunning my army like that, and he's coming straight away to attack this War Shrine here, but fortunately, that's going to take a while for him to kill with these Reaver jetbikes, because they don't really pack that big a punch. They're really good for running in and sniping out isolated squads and workers. But here comes the support. In a different location, he's attacking with Helions, so this is really quite good Dark Eldar strategy here, just to sort of the divide and conquer, attack in different places with fast units, and just run away when the bulk of your opponent's army arrives, and that's really what's going on here. Over the left-hand side of the map, we've got the Helions attacking this War Shrine, but the Banshees have arrived in time to engage them in melee, and with a bulk of the Eldar army arriving as well, they're retreating. So what we've got now is the Reaver jetbikes swinging into the base of Vol, but there's a Wraith Lord there to greet them, and you guys won't be able to see that very well because he's too far off in the distance, but once I get a bit more zoom in happening, here we go. you'll be able to see the Wraithlord basically taking no punishment from the Reavers at all. They just don't have enough armor penetration, and the Wraithlord just going ahead and whacking them. We've got the Hellions as well, just trying to pick off those plasma generators, and plasma generators are a really good target because they're annoying to replace, and in the mid game you really need a lot of this power generation to support your buildings. And because I've invested already in higher tech and support portal, I really need those plasma generators very badly to be able to support my Wraithlord's production. But I've got one so far, so that's good. That really means that I'm totally safe in combat, and I've got something which can potentially be upgraded with a Bright Lance in case he builds any heavier kind of vehicles like the Telos. I can start blasting it with that Bright Lance, and away we go. So, a random Mandrake squad caught in the middle of the map. I'm not sure what he was trying to do there, but intercepted by the bulk of my army, and a double squad of Howling Banshees has really just laid waste of that poor group of guys. But really have no sympathy for the Dark Eldar. They're a horrid race, and the Eldar are pure and will cause them great pain and suffering and destruction, as you do. But back at the Dark Eldar hideout, we've got some Scourges, and these are probably my favourite Dark Eldar unit. They're such a cool concept. They are a really slow-moving unit, but they pack a huge punch, but they've got wings, and they can actually do jumps around the map, little flight patterns, and that makes them kind of slow, but also maneuverable at the same time, and they've got sort of a strength and weakness. You really got to sort of play to their cooldown timer for their jump, and avoid their heavy firepower, try to get into melee with them. But yet again, they have an opportunity to run away from melee. But at any rate, battle is joined, and we've got a huge conflict about to take place here. Hellions are right in the thick of it, and so are the Banshees. I've even got some Fire Dragons in support, just in case I need some firepower to take out vehicles and buildings. But the Wraithlord's right there in the thick of it. We've got static defense shooting away. That Wraithlord's really not going to be able to be killed unless the Scourges are upgraded with Dark Lancers, an anti-vehicle unit, and the parting of the Dark Reapers for some reason doesn't want to let them in. We've got a Raider vehicle right in the center of it, but taking tons of damage, goes down straight away. That's how weak some of these Dark Eldar units are when you're up against sort of mid-tier Eldar units with unit upgrades and so forth. Have managed to get optics and armor, which is basically like +1 armor, +1 weapons kind of deal. But as you can see, Reaver Jibbucks being shot down left and right with the Dark Templars blasting everything. Dark Templars, Dark Reavers. Try and get it right. Just a check on the Dark Eldar view. You can see all the purple on the ground, the pink purple. That's the souls of the dead, which actually fuels the Dark Eldar special abilities, which they have like 6 of to choose from. And harvesting the souls allows you to use the special abilities of the Dark Eldar. So that's another defining characteristic of their race. But right now, we've got Wraithlords running amok in the enemy space. Hasn't really got anything to counter at this point. I am taking some casualties to a static defense, but things look to be really going the way of the Eldar at this point, and not the Dark Eldar. We're talking the pure Eldar, like the genuine ones. And one thing I should point out that's going on right now, and you might not be able to tell too